Hello, good afternoon, folks. How is everybody? I figure I should get these damn jump intercessors out of their box, huh? I've got Blood Angel's upgrade sprue. I've got some other bits. I get this champion. I've got this captain. I've got more, but I mean, let's be realistic. How is everybody though? Good afternoon, good afternoon. So yeah, jump intercessors. I wasn't overly excited about jump intercessors, to be brutally honest. I was highly unexcited probably, but they are 85 points. So I mean, there could be a situation where you run them instead of regular intercessors. Good morning, Canada. This transfer sheet sucks. Look at this. No Blood Angels transfers on that. Imperial Fist, Salamanders, Raptors, and a shed load of Ultramarines. I mean, maybe you could use the skulls or something, but overall, it's not a very good transfer sheet for Blood Angels. Well, it's kind of rubbish. Do you think that because they're doing that, it means that at some point Blood Angels will get their own transfer sheet that's in their own box that they could do something with? That'd be cool. Hello, David. Do you know what? It's been a while since I made intercessors, but God, I've got so many intercessors. I didn't really want to have to buy / make more intercessors, but hey ho, that's where we are. I also got the Firstborn Blood Angels transfer upgrade sprue because I feel like I hope these arm shoulder pads aren't attached. Yeah, cool. Okay, so the shoulder pads aren't attached. Okay. Death Company Primaris jump packs. Good afternoon, Worgsbane. Hello. The weather in Scotland today is crazy. We got some storm coming in from the east, and like the weather has just been abysmal all morning. Like we haven't even I went out to go and put something in the bins outside, and I was outside for like 1 minute, and that was 1 minute too long. The weather in Scotland this morning is super bad. Really nasty storm coming in, I guess. It's super wet. Marius, what's afternoon? Good afternoon.
I have awoken.
I was going to say, you're in the East Coast. I guess you're in the middle of the hellish weather. How are you? Weather here in southeast UK is awful as well. Yeah, I mean, I think the whole of the east side of the UK is being battered. It's super cold, and it's just super wet. Not much fun. But that's winter, I guess. I saw a lot of flooding actually in the east of Scotland, and unfortunately a couple of people died in the storm yesterday and Thursday, I think. So yeah, serious storm going on here in Scotland. So if there's a storm, what better thing to do than to just make Warhammer models? Hey Marcus, how are you? It turns out that I lost my game against Colin on Wednesday night on stream. I'm sure a few of you guys were watching it, but it turns out that Colin cheated in the last last turn and used 2 command points when he only had 1. And if he'd only used 1 command point, then he lost the game. But do you know what? It is quite good to lose a game on a run up to a tournament because it makes you reevaluate your list quite a bit, I think. Because when you're winning, you don't reevaluate. Man, the mode lines on these jump intercessors, wow! I'm not sure how well this will focus. Look at the mold line on that. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. A lot of these Primaris squads have the worst mold lines you'll ever see. I never remember Firstborn units having mold lines anything like that. I know that Intercessors and Infiltrators, their kits have horrific mold lines on them. God, these jump intercessors, that's really bad. Okay, well, I mean, it'll just take longer to assemble because if I see the mold line, I'll clean it, right? Mold lines on the helmets. Yeah, I mean, if I see the mold line, I'll clean it. But yeah, that's bad, man. There's a bunch of the new Primaris kits have had really bad mold lines. Is it just Space Marines? Because I obviously only collect Space Marines. You guys that collect more than one army, are the other races as affected as bad as Space Marines with mold lines? Is it just new kits or... Like, if I go back to, like, Sangray Guard kits, I can't think of any ever really having to clean up too many mold lines on a Sangray Guard kit. Or even, like a Death Company kit, maybe. Out of all the new kits, this is the only bad kit. Virtually non-existent on the Terminators and the Stern Guard. Brilliant. So the ones that I don't care about... Because I've got 10 Stern Guard and 10 Terminators that I haven't even taken out of the box yet, man. I did build my second Brutalis Dreadnought, so I get 2 of them built now. Not Brutalis, sorry. Ballistus. I like the Ballistus Dreadnought. I think it's a pretty good unit. I think the baked-in rerolls make it pretty interesting. You just have to be smart with your target prioritization, right? But yeah, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be using the Jump Intercessors for any sort of tournament play, but I thought I would just try and get some of them ready, I guess. Hello Ardeen, good afternoon. Zardos is the first like on this stream. Okay, so everybody else needs to press the like button. Zardos, thank you so much for that. I really hope that they do decide to sell the jump packs for the Primaris models without having to, like, just, I don't know. I get that these Primaris models have these little vents, whatever you would want to call them, little jet boosters on the legs. I guess I get that, but I mean, I think they're probably so small that you probably wouldn't really notice them, right? Rubik Marines have terrible mold lines. Afternoon, DTM. How are you guys doing? What are you guys up to this afternoon? I'm only going to be here until 5:30 at the latest because it's Arsenal versus Chelsea today, and that's super important. So I figured I had a couple hours to kill. I've been looking after the kids all morning, and my wife's looking after them in the afternoon. So I'm here probably until like 5:20. Come on, you Blues, get out. Just no chance. Do you know what's going to happen is Kai Havertz is going to score after everybody told us that we shouldn't buy him because he's rubbish. They put seals on their ankles to hide them. Who put seals? Heavy Intercessors had it real bad. Do you know what? I'm trying to think how many squads of Heavy Intercessors I did. I think I maybe only did 1 squad of Heavy Intercessors. I think I've got 2 squads, but I only did the first squad so far. I've been using Heavy Intercessors now for a bunch of games. I think they're a legitly good unit. Like, they're 105 points now, I think. Just because they're toughness 6 Gravis, I think it's pretty good. I like the Heavy Intercessors. I'm not sure I could have used them better this week, I think. But, yeah, I think I feel like I'm definitely going to take a squad of Heavy Intercessors to the tournament I'm going to. I secured a copy of End in Death Mark II. Do you know what? I've got a story about the End in Death Mark II this morning, Marius. I came up to my computer, so I got up early about 8:30, and I got a cross trainer in my garage. So I was on the cross trainer for like an hour, and I stopped in the middle of my workout, to come upstairs to log on the computer. I logged in the computer at 9:45, and I tried for 25 minutes to buy the book. I never even got it in my cart, and then I basically just raged out. Went back downstairs, told my wife I was really angry, and then finally at that point it loaded on my phone and it was sold out. So I wasted 25 minutes of my morning in the middle of my workout, and also after looking after the kids to try and buy that book. And I sent Games Workshop an email. I said because I said to them, check what time I logged into your website, because I logged in at like 9:45, and the pre-orders normally go on sale like 10 to 10, 5 to 10. So I logged in at least 10 minutes before, right? Made sure that my password was good, make sure that my credit card on my account was good. So I did all that 10 minutes before. And I said, check what time I logged into your website, and then check how many times. And I sent them a screenshot, and I said, you've literally ruined my morning. I've spent thousands of pounds on this hobby a year, and why the hell is there not a queue on your website? Why is it just everybody smashing the website and the website crashing for different people? So I got stuck on basically a maintenance page I took a screenshot of it because I sent it to his workshop. I got stuck on something like this. I'll show you. I get stuck on a page that looked like that for like 25 minutes. I must have refreshed it 100 times, 200 times, whatever. Let me turn my phone on silent, sorry. They need to put a queue on the website for pre-orders. The amount of time, because it's just like the genuine people that go there on time to get their pre-orders get shafted. So stupid. It's so frustrating. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but I've made a video on it before saying that, like, you know, basically that the genuine people get shafted. How much longer do we need to get shafted for? But congratulations if you got it. I'm happy for you. If not, a bit jealous. I mean, at least I got the Sanguinius book, right? I've got that one up behind me. Just there. You can see it. How do I move my finger there? No, this way. That's my Sanguinius Collector's Edition right there. DTM is batch painting. That's pretty much what I always end up doing, DTM. And yeah, I mean, batch painting is hard work sometimes. Just have to power on through it, right? I guess these jump intercessors all have tactical rocks. I'm fine with tactical rocks, I guess. I heard some people were maybe snipping them off. I'm just going to leave my guys on tactical rocks. I was going to say, I don't know if I care that much. They can be on tactical rocks, it's fine. But yeah, anyway, the pre-order thing, there's a bit of strategy to get them, but the queue system costs them a lot of money, and unfortunately the books just don't make much money. But the queue system already exists, right? Because they use it for, like, the Leviathan stuff, right? Like, it literally is already there. Can't they just... I don't know. I don't know enough about websites, but I feel like they already have the queue system because we saw it when they did Leviathan. So they should turn it on in a morning, and if you know you're going to want it, if you get there half an hour early, you're in the queue, and you would get what you wanted. It's so stupid. I don't know. I feel like legit people miss out every single sale of those pre-orders. Because I have a second copy of Sanguinius that a member of the channel sent me for free, which I'm going to do in some sort of charity giveaway at some point. But he was so worried that he wasn't going to get it, he ended up basically ordering it twice. So it just sort of shows that, like, because I think sometimes even you get it ordered and you maybe don't. He must have not got the confirmation email, like. So anyway, I do have a copy of Sanguinius, the collector's edition. I haven't even taken it out of the box he sent it to me in, so I imagine it's still in the box that Games Workshop sent it to him. and then it'll still be in the tissue paper inside. Afternoon, Highland Phoenix. How are you? Go for it, painting. Hit the like button. Thank you. Valderin says, as long as they make profit, there's no... yeah, I mean, as long as they make profit, sure. But I'm not the only one that's complained about the pre-order nonsense, surely. It just... You know, I suppose it's the same as the video I made last week. If you're a paying customer, I think you're allowed to say how you feel. If I don't say how I feel, then I guess... I don't know. I'm maybe the vocal minority, I get that. But I'll tell you, I'll tell you how I feel. I just think it's stupid that genuine customers can get screwed over. Because you know a lot of the book sales are fake, right? Because, like... The books are on eBay for like... They're on eBay now for like £300. So a lot of people buying them are not collecting them. They're just flipping them. I said this in one of the other pre-orders. I can't remember what pre-order it was. I think there was another one I was frustrated not to get. It might have been... It might have been one of the Blood Angels ones. The friendly... I don't think your friendly local store get the collector's edition pre-orders, Robert. I think they're only available. They're like online exclusive. Daniel's just popped in. Yeah, I'm just gonna making some of the new jump packs. I'm not convinced on how strong this unit is, but I figured I'd get them made. Gives me an option. I got most of the stuff that I'm thinking to take to the tournament battle ready, so I'll probably be able to get these guys battle ready in the next week or so. So it just gives me an option. Like I said, I'm not super convinced by the rules, but options are good. The excuse Mario says the queue system exists, but it costs money to turn it on. Well, it sounds like they need a better web engineer. That surely it doesn't need to always cost money when they turn it on. I tried to pre-order the Lion, the Sanguinius, and the Great Angel, and the limited edition book, and none of them happened to work out. Well, see, there's another great example. Legit player right there, wanted 3 or 4 things, got none of them. Like, how is that good? How is that good for business? I don't know. Yeah. How is it good for business? You tell me. Alright. Slap the book in a plexiglass case. Do you know what I was gonna say? I think it's in like a big cardboard box. Like the book itself is inside a cardboard box, so the book will be fine. At least the Sanguinius one that I have is in the cardboard box, right? I can say I haven't made any of these new jump packs yet. I'm trying to figure out how they go together. Which bit are you supposed to glue down first? You glue this bit into the back first? Okay, and then this bit goes on top. Ah, okay, cool. Good. In another Element Games situation where they don't have the boxes and they say they're in stock again, what are you waiting for Element Games this time, Highland Phoenix? I was waiting for a couple of bits, but I've got everything that I ordered now. Not enough people vote with their wallet. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the problem is, Valderin, there's enough scalpers where people say Games Workshop are making their money anyway, so they don't overly care. But hey, I sent them a pretty nasty email this morning because I was pretty frustrated having... I mean, I don't like getting interrupted in my workout anyway. What I'd wanted to do was like get interrupted, jump upstairs, spend 10 minutes, order it, get back on with cross trainer, because I only get limited time with the kids in the morning. But ended up what happening was I went upstairs for like 35 minutes, didn't even get the book into my cart, and then just got frustrated and left because 35 minutes was ridiculous. So ended up working out way later than I wanted to, but yeah, I sent them a nasty email. Do you know what? People buy the collector's editions with no intention of reading them. I do most of my 40k reading from Audible. So I've got a bunch of books that I haven't read, but I have read, if that makes sense. Like, I got the hardback of Astaroth up there. Technically, that book hasn't been read, but I know the story because I listened to the whole book on Audible. I don't know if it annoys... I think... I get that could annoy you, I guess, Marius. I think the thing that annoys me is when genuine people don't get it because scalpers just want to sell them on eBay. I think that's the thing that I complain about. Man, there's a lot of mold lines on these Primaris jump packs. I don't know how friendly all these mold lines are to new players, honestly. Because if you were a new player, do you know about, like, I don't know if I ever remember how to remove mold, like, as someone new in the hobby. How do you know which way round these exhaust ports go? Oh shit. Don't drop them. The little line is supposed to be on the outside, is it? Like there or something. When I was doing Dante's jump pack, I did actually have to like go and watch the video on the Games Workshop website to try and figure out how Dante's jump pack thing was supposed to be attached, because I didn't think the instructions, I guess, were very good. Jump packs are quite chunky, aren't they? Jeez. Okay. Speaking of limited stuff, do you have an address where you can have stuff sent to you? I have some transfers I wanted to send your way. I don't really have like a PO box or anything like that, but I trust you. If there's something you want to send me, we can work it out, Marius. No problem. I could probably actually send you some Ultramarines transfers. Actually, we can do a trade because I have a lot of Ultramarines transfers. If you need them, if you don't need them, sure, or you can send them on to someone that.
I have awoken.
Hey Maverick, Warhammer app needing codecs to access data is not worth it. I was talking about this on... Do you know what, maybe I was just talking about it on Discord. I think it is rubbish that you now need the Warhammer app for the armies that are... the armies that have a codex. Because like, if you're at a tournament against an army you have very little experience against, and you know, like sometimes you have like that 90 minutes between games or something, you're gonna open up the app to look at the person's list, like BCP, and then you're gonna go, this person I'm playing against, these are the models that they have, let me just look at what they are on the app. Spoiler, you can't do that anymore, because unless you've bought the codex for that other army, you can't look at their rules anymore. And I was like, I don't think that's necessary. And the thing is, if it's fine, I guess what it will mean is people will just use Wikipedia, right? Because that's the whole thing. Like, if you make it difficult for people to, then they'll just use Wikipedia. Here's a question. I didn't glue the jump pack wrong, but thanks for the vote of confidence, Silent Phoenix. Here's a question. Are Blood Angels going to allow you to put infernal pistols on these assault intercessors? I.e., if I stick on an arm with a plasma pistol right now, am I going to come to regret it? Because in the future we can have an infernal pistol. But I mean, what the hell, dude? I'm good at modelling. Maybe not good at painting, but I am pretty decent at modelling. I built a friggin' Forge World super heavy. What the hell is it called? Forge World super heavy tank destroyer. Oh, so the Streamlabs was taking bets? Okay. But yeah, I did buy a Blood Angels upgrade sprue because I feel like the Firstborn upgrade sprue is better than the Primaris one, and it'll give me some options. They might get infernal pistols. Yeah, I mean they might get infernal pistols. It's hard to say. I don't know if I want to magnetize this guy's arm. It's just a jump intercessor. Thing is, if jump units become good, I might end up getting like a lot more of them. Or I'm sure over the next like 10-15 years I'll end up with a lot of jump intercessors, right? You could clip the end of an infernal pistol and glue it on so you could play it as either. I mean, I could give him a Sanguinary Guard arm so I could play it as either, couldn't I? So I'm going to give him the Power Fist because I think Power Fist is the best melee weapon option we get now. Robert says unless it comes in the kit, you won't have the option. Huh. I guess that's kind of a good point, Robert. They are removing a lot of the customization options like that, aren't they? Not that I'd think that's a good thing, but that's just what's happening. Snip the hand off, and when the time comes... I mean, I could just snip the hand off, and he lost his hand in the war. He's getting a replacement hand at some point. A bit like Mark Hamill, I guess. Sometimes when I'm doing like sergeants for units, I give them a Sanguinary Guard head as well, because I think it just kind of differentiates them quite a bit. I mean, you can't just give them like a veteran head too, or a wreath head, but sometimes I'll give them like a Sanguinary Guard head to try and just differentiate them that bit further. Yeah, I mean, he's just got a normal Primaris head. We could give him a Sanguinary Guard head. Could give him a wreath head. They're quite good for sergeants. I like that wreath head with the little blood drops on it. That's probably the best head in my opinion out of these upgrade sprues. Magnetize the wrist, says Highland Phoenix. See, I've got this Primaris upgrade sprue, which I think is rubbish. That's a bit of a Vanguard veteran kit. I've got one of these guys on sprue. That Smithy sent me this guy, because he's a fucking superstar. He's got a cool head, a skull head. He's got a tactical rock as well. I think that's like a Blade Guard captain. Oh, that's more Blood Angels bits. I think that's Death Company backpacks. Oh, do you know what? He could have a beakhead. I mean, he is a jump assault marine, isn't he? I might give him a beak. A golden beakhead. There's another Primaris upgrade sprue. Rubbish. We need some weapon options for Outriders, don't we just? Outriders are so disappointing with no weapon options. A beakhead with a blood drop on the forehead. You can't beat that, surely. Gotta hold on to some sort of firstborn. Or bestborn, as people would call them. Pistol in the holder, knife in the hand. Does he have a pistol holder, or do you have to glue it onto him? Did I miss that? Oh yeah, I missed that. 51, 52. Maybe we'll do that then. Helen Phoenix still doesn't have the right detachments to build a 10th edition list. Or the right units to build a 10th edition list. Yeah, I mean, it's... If you didn't have, like, a lot of older models, like I have with, like, old tanks and stuff, I bet you it must be quite hard to build that new list. Because, like, it feels to me that Blood Angels need, like, 800 points of armor to be competitive. Even the Sons of Sanguinius list that we looked at yesterday had, like, 3 tanks in it. So you need like 3 tanks to be competitive, right? Robert has a couple of Blood Angels upgrade sprues I'd like to send. I'll take them, Robert. Sure, yeah, that'd be wonderful. I always put the upgrades and stuff on the guys if I can. I kind of hate how vanilla they made some of the new kits, I guess. Like if you look at the old Sternguard kit, like the old Sternguard kit had so many cool customization bits, and it's like we just lost so many. Sad. You could go 3 Ballistus Dreadnoughts instead. Yeah, I mean 3 Ballistus Dreadnoughts honestly wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. They're not bad. Morning Phil, how you doing? The new Sternguard kit is elite, it's incredible. How come? I assume you're talking about the... You're not talking about the Sternguard kit that you got within Leviathan, you're talking about the actual standalone Sternguard kit. What makes it awesome? I didn't put the glue in the right place. I think that over time, other armies will get... Oops. I think other armies will get the same love that the Black Templars got, like with more customization and stuff. I think it's just going to take time. So if you're not Black Templars, I guess you're waiting for a while. Hell, even Ultramarines got a tough break there, didn't they? I'm definitely going to give this guy Blood Angel shoulder pads, though. I'm not doing... Is he supposed to have one shoulder pad that's got the big crest armory thing? We'll use that one. And then we'll just use I mean, he is the sergeant, but maybe I'll just use you know what? I've got one of those little chest armor things that's got a blood drop on it. I mean, I guess that's a good thing from the upgrade sprue. It's kind of on the wrong side though for his arm placements. Ethan's been building Gene Stealers all day. How you doing, Ethan? There's a Blood Angels list in the local tournament today that's 3 Gladiators, 5 Predators, 3 Death Company Dreads, a Whirlwind, 2 Tech Marines, and all the auras in the Iron Hands detachment. I mean, I guess. The thing about running that much vehicles though, Kevin, is if he runs into like Votan and they have those anti-vehicle 2-up guys, or if he runs into well, who else has a ton of anti-vehicle 2-up? The robots, the Castellan robots for AdMech. If he runs into a list that's got a ton of anti-vehicle with that much vehicle, he's gonna be... That's gonna be... I guess all the Space Marine detachments have been hit with... They're a bit more dull than they were before, right? There's not much you can do about that. Oh, excuse me, apparently I'm tired. I have to get some coffee before the football. Yeah, these guys feel pretty big in terms of like their backpacks and stuff. They remind me a bit of like Gravis Marines, honestly, the size of them. Or Inceptors, I guess. Maybe it's the tactical rocks that's making them bigger. Good afternoon, Cal, how are you? Detachments are a side grade, hardly consolation for oath damage output nerf. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens with Marines with that oath damage nerf, because like Blood Angels, according to like Auspex Tactics, Blood Angels were like way lower numbers than what the Games Workshop Meta Watched article showed. And then, you know, Blood Angels got hit again with Oath of Moment being made worse, so I think like the full, what would you call it, like the full jump pack version of the Sons of Sanguinius list is kind of dead on arrival. Like, I don't think it's strong whatsoever anymore. Do you know what? Putting these shoulder pads on, like this one here, with like the, I guess, I don't know what you'd call that. It's like a pauldron, like the bit that sticks up, the metal bit. They were always a nightmare with jump packs before. Like, they were also always you had to like maybe shave a bit off of them sometime to get them to fit. That one just went on like super easily. I didn't have to do anything. I just just glued it on and it just fit. There was enough clearance here between the jump pack and his arm where there was like no problem whatsoever. So that was cool. That was nice. Yeah, do you know what? I feel really loath to not magnetize this guy. No, I don't think there's any significance to them calling it Blood Angels over Sons of Sanguinius. I think they just called it the chapter rather than the detachment. I think they called Space Marines Space Marines, even though Space Marines are obviously all playing Gladius Task Force. Yeah, I'm going to put the beakhead in. It's not going to be the greatest amount of clearance beyond the rim, but I think it looks okay. So like something like that. Yeah, I'm really loath to put this guy's weapon, his pistol, on Phil, in case they change the... It's just that they changed a bunch of stuff on us. Like... I just finished making, I think I just finished painting 10 guys with Thunderhammers with Death Company. It'd been the longest time since I'd done that. Or got them already. Get them already, and the second you get them already, they change stuff on you, right? So I'm really... do I stick this guy's arm on? Do I do it? I feel like everybody in chat's going to tell me not to do it. I wonder if I've got a Death Company shoulder pad, though. Like, I've got one with just the Death Company cross on it. That would be cool. If I have to magnetize this guy, it's been a while since I did magnetization. I'm trying to think where my magnets even are. Oh look, I got a firstborn jump pack kicking around here. Just one. Must be like my last firstborn jump pack. They haven't bought me in a while. Valdron's magnetizing everything. Probably unless you want the flame pistol for something. I mean, I don't think flame pistols are particularly strong, but I do know every time I don't magnetize, it comes back and it bites me. Oh crap, I forgot I had these Horus Heresy beakheads as well. Oh well, I just found them. I was going to say, maybe this is a whole squad of beak guys. I know it's Heresy. Hello Joachim, how are you doing? Stormlance would probably be quite good for Dark Angels. I think Dark Angels are still pretty good using the Gladius Task Force. So I think Dark Angels won a tournament like last week using Gladius Task Force, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I've got like 5 of these heads left. I don't know what I was planning on doing with them. What do you think? Well, my first squad of jump intercessors all have beaks. I mean, they're pretty cool. I'm a bit bored of the regular Primaris heads, honestly. I mean, there's an argument to be said that you can keep some of these heads for other characters. Got some sort of like Skeletor head here as well. I don't know what this was. I think this was a third-party head that I bought for a chaplain. Some of the third-party stuff is cool. You play Blood Angels, John, not Sons of Sanguinius, Gladius, Iron Hand, Wind might be propping up the Blood Angels win rate. I mean, they might be. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I asked Auspex Tactics why the video. I asked him why the win rate for him, for his video, was way different from the Space Marine win rate, and he wasn't really sure why Games Workshop had Blood Angels at such a high win rate. You know what, I'm tempted to take this pistol off and put a power sword in that hand. And then it means that when I go to a tournament, I can choose before the tournament if it's a power sword or if it's a power fist. Thing is, I don't know if they're gonna make power fists worthless. Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe I'll use one of these Sangre Guard winged shoulders though. That might be quite cool. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, we'll give him one of these, like the white Sangre Guard shoulder pads. They're quite cool. Can the new jump packs be used on the previous Assault Intercessor models? I mean, they probably can be, but you just can't buy them on their own, which is going to be the big problem. That's what I was asking. Hextosis? Afternoon, Eternal Crusader. How are you? Yeah, it's either magnetize the arm, or just snip off the arm and have him with a power sword / power fist. Does anyone think that the idea of putting a power sword and a power fist on him at the same time is mad? I mean, you can obviously only have one melee weapon. He's got a holster on him, which means that then I can switch out what pistol's on him. And then on my army list, I would just write down which weapon he has. I think that's the best option, honestly. Carl's 3D printing new jump packs. I know a lot of people that are 3D printing new jump packs, actually. I think it's fair enough to be 3D printing the new jump packs. I'm going to take the... it only takes a few minutes to magnetize. Yeah, but... you gotta paint the arm. I'm being lazy, Marius. I just want him to be made. I'm probably going to regret this, but hey. I think most of the stuff that I magnetized in the last year, or two even, why is it... apparently the bot has a bet on for the who's going to win today. Well, guess what? Blood Angels won, but Death Guard cheated. So that's what happened on the stream the other night. I did actually beat Colin. He spent an extra command point in the final turn. He had to reroll an armor save, which means he actually would have lost the game. So it's fine. But hey, you know what? It was good to lose the game, I think. Or good to potentially have lost the game, because I learned a few things. I might be making one change to my list, I haven't decided. I'm not going to have a live battle this week because I got some other commitments, but I'm hopefully going to maybe play Miles the week after that. Chrono says I'm going to be kitbashing the jump captain, the captain from the company Heroes and Others, to make some chapter masters. You know what? I have some cool kitbash chapter masters, man. What size base does this captain with the jump pack come on? I should have actually checked that, because I've got him right here. I just haven't checked what size base he comes on. I assume he's on it looks like a 40. It's 40, is it? Yeah, that's a 40. Yeah, that's a 40. So I was gonna say, I've got two. Yeah, I previously kitbashed 2 chapter masters. Oh, and this one's on a 40. How good is this? So this is the one that I was most pleased with. So I made this guy pretty much as soon as Primaris came out, honestly. So like I believe like his body was like an Intercessor body. His jump pack was like the Blood Angel's jump pack. The Storm Shield was a Terminator Storm Shield. The shoulder pad, I think this is a Sanguinary Guard shoulder pad. His helmet is a Reaver helmet. I don't even know where this little blood drop... I guess that's off the upgrade sprue. And his Thunderhammer is a Death Watch. Heavy Thunderhammer. So I made this guy, honestly, like 6 years ago or something. In preparation for like a captain with a jump pack. I don't think the captain can have a Storm Shield now though. Sorry, can he have a Thunderhammer? Maybe he can and the Thunderhammer doesn't come in the box, but I made this guy ages ago. So every single part of the model is a different kit. So that was like the ultimate kit bash. But I thought to myself after I finished making this guy, I was like, I bet you have put him on the wrong base size. Because I guess back then auras were important, right? So I was like, you can't do the Thunderhammer, it's not in the box. Well, cool, so I already got one of them. This is my painting from 6 years ago, so actually, you know what, the painting isn't horrific, but it's not the greatest. But I feel like if I wanted to paint him now, I could probably do a much better job. But I was convinced that I'd made him on the wrong size base, because I didn't know what size base Primaris jump captains would. So I made this other one, who was on a 32mm base. I did him about 3 years ago. And he was also... So he's a Reaver body. I guess he's got like a Vanguard Veteran Thunderhammer. He's got a Vanguard Veteran Storm Shield and he's holding a knife. So he's using like a Reaver arm with like, I guess the back of the hand shaved off and a Storm Shield stuck so the knife's still there. He's got Sanguinary Guard wings. He's got a little bit from the upgrade sprue on top of him. And you'll like this, Marius. He has a Victrix Guard head on him. Because Colin bought Victrix Guards. And I was like, they have cool heads, Colin. Can I have one? He was like, well, I guess. So that's actually the Marneus Calgar's Victrix Guard helmets. And I guess you can't get them anywhere else except in Marneus Calgar's kit, as far as I'm aware. So, but now this guy's apparently on the wrong size base. So I need to... I need to fix that, but at least I prepared, because I was like, I don't want to go to a tournament with my Smash captain. As cool as the other guy was, I was like, I don't want to go to the tournament and people be like, you've got him on the wrong size base. So I was like, shit, I'll just make one for both. So I had one for both. There's a similar one in the command squad. Oh yeah, I think there is, but not in the new command squad, I'm assuming. The thing is, Thunderhammer... See, when I played that Smash Captain, guys, he was so insanely strong compared to what he is now. You could have him... He was like 129 points. And I think you could get, like... I don't think it was 10 attacks, but I think you could have, like, 8 or 9 attacks with Blood Angels. And you could buff the Thunderhammer to 4 damage a swing. So, like, just himself... He could do about 30 damage, and then you used to be able to pay 2 CP and fight again. I killed like a 700 point super heavy tank in one turn with that chapter master. Basically, just did like 60 damage to it. Those were the days. Those were the good old days, yeah. And you used to run multiple of the obviously only one chapter master could get buffed to 4 damage, but you could run like 2 or 3 of those 129 point chapter masters. And I did run them because they were broken. They killed anything that they engaged, basically. The good old days of Blood Angels. So they let the captain have a Thunderhammer, but they didn't put it in the box. How come? It seems strange because everybody's saying like you can only use the weapon options that are in the box, but apparently for captains they don't put the right weapon options in the box. I don't get it. Alright, well, the captain's on a 40, so that's cool. The cooler of the 2 chapter masters can be used. Kind of missed this edition how you could attack. Like, remember last edition you could just pay some CP and your characters could become Death Company? Kind of missed that, I guess. The Jump Chaplain is still valid and can take an Infernal Pistol. I think he's better with the Power Fist though, Robert, right? Infernal Pistols have lost a lot of their value for me because they're only Strength 8. Which is a bit strange, actually, because all the other Melta-Guns are Strength 9, right? Am I wrong there? Multi-Meltas are Strength 9? Are they? I'm confused now. I just know Infernal Pistols are Strength 8, and I found Infernal Pistols really underwhelming the other day with Death Company, because Strength 8 Infernal Pistols means most of the time against tough targets you wound on 5s, so you end up not doing all that much. The other day in Herters, someone's Deathwatch collection was amazed by the amount of Blood Angels bits in the Deathwatch veteran sprues. I've never actually owned a Deathwatch veteran kit. I've what have I done? I've bought Deathwatch upgrade sprues before. Do you know what? Now that you mention the Deathwatch, maybe I'll find one Deathwatch shoulder pad and I'll have one of these Jump Intercessors with a Deathwatch shoulder pad so that we have... Like, I like adding Deathwatch shoulder pads here or there to your Blood Angels army. I think my whole army's maybe got like 5 or 6 models that have a Deathwatch shoulder pad attached to them, and it just gives you that little sort of like lower thing where like these guys were part of the Deathwatch. One of my favourite Death Company guys actually has... He's got like a Sangre Guard shoulder pad and the Deathwatch shoulder pad. So I guess he was in the Deathwatch, then he was in the Sangre Guard, and then he fell to the Death Company. Something like that. Good day, Dwayne. Is it worth it to put Firstborn jump packs on Assault Intercessors for a Death Company squad? I mean, because you can't buy the Primaris jump packs, putting Firstborn ones on them seems fine. Death Company are good right now, but I feel like they're at their best when they're all running with Power Fists. They're definitely at their best if they all have Power Fists. Alright, so screw it. This guy can have either a Power Sword or a Power Fist. He is a Sergeant. And I guess if he needs his pistol, he'll... Have I put this in the wrong place? I think I have. I think I've got this grenade pack in the wrong place. Try my best to cover it up. Infernal Pistols are only tough and Strength 8 for some reason. Yeah, I don't really know why the Infernal Pistols are Strength 8. Because it just means that most of the time they don't wound. So Infernal Pistols have gone from being like super strong to like very average. So someone was saying like you're probably just as well off now running plasma pistols as infernal pistols, and I can probably understand that sentiment because the plasmas have more range, and they, when you overcharge them, I guess they have the same strength. Yeah, a little bit disappointing with infernal, or a little bit disappointed by infernal pistols, not with infernal pistols, by infernal pistols, I guess. I really need one of those new backpacks for my Lieutenant Titus model. Glad I Magnus is the old one now. It goes on the back. Well, I'm going to leave it there because I've made a big mess of his. I've made a mess under there with it. I think it looks okay there. I didn't realise that pouch was sticking out. I could have maybe just snipped that pouch off. Oh well, never mind. Oh well, Highland Phoenix was right. I did fuck something up. GW stated a while ago that weapons will be different for each instance, vehicles being the strongest option given size, pistols are the weakest. Man, we always get shafted as blood angels, don't we? How dare they? How dare they call our pistols weak? I've never understood, does the captain have to choose which melee weapon to use between the fist and the sword? I mean, technically yes, because you can't actually arm him with a fist and a sword. So whatever you choose on your army list will be what he has. Does that make sense? So if you're if you made a character like this, then when you make your army list, you would choose what weapon he had, and he can only use one of them. Not many characters can dual wield melee weapons. There used to be a few outliers, like there used to be trying to think, there used to be like a company veteran that could dual wield like chainswords. I guess a few characters could dual wield like lightning claws, but it's really not common whatsoever now, especially not in the Primaris range. I don't think there's anyone in the Primaris range that can do. Oh, you're right. The Gravis Captain. The Gravis Captain has his Bolt Storm Gauntlet, and he can have a chain sword, a power sword, or a power fist in the other hand. But I think the Gravis Captain might be the only one like Robert. That's funny actually, Robert. Good shout, because I've been using the Gravis Captain in my last army lists. And I've been arming him with the power sword and the Bolt Storm Gauntlet. I think that's a pretty decent way to run him. I've only been running him like that because that's the model that I had. The Gravis. I think that was the Gravis Captain that came with. What was the box set? Not Dark Imperium. I think Dark Imperium had a Gravis Captain that had a Bolt Storm Gauntlet and a Power Fist. Sorry, Bolt Storm Gauntlet and a Power Sword. So that's the one that I had, that's the one I have rather. God, the mold lines on this new kit is even these tiny little like I don't even know what you call this thing. I mean, I actually don't know what this is. This tiny little thing. It just shows number 71, and I'm supposed to stick this to. I actually don't even know where I'm supposed to stick this. His belt, I guess. It's like a little dangling pouch that's attached to his belt, and it has a horrific mold line on it. Like, why? Why is the mold line? Do you know what? It's good though, actually, because I'll use that to cover the mistake I made earlier. So I'll use this horrific thing with the mold line. Serenade! See if you can rifle up something that has a grip you could put in the holster. Oh, why? Because the holster is technically empty. I mean, no one's gonna look at the holster and be like, your holster's empty, your character doesn't have a pistol. But yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. I mean, I was going to say, this guy dropped his pistol to pick up another sword. But, I mean, obviously when I come to play him in a tournament or a match, I'll play him with legal rules, don't worry. I was going to say, unlike the people that I play on the channel, I generally get my rules right. Shots fired at Colin. So then here's a comparison of like, there's the jump guy, and there's someone who's not jumping. So they're actually not that much taller in terms of height. I mean, maybe this guy's got this thing on the back of his jump pack. But yeah, he's probably only like a centimetre taller. Because people were worried that these tactical rocks were going to make it much harder to hide these guys. It's not going to make much difference. Unfortunately, the whole box is turbo mode lines. Yeah, I've started to realise that apparently this box has turbo mode lines. I don't know why they have... I don't like it when they have terrible mode lines, but I think up until now, the box that I thought that had the worst mode lines was the Infiltrators, the Primaris Infiltrators. I'm trying to think, I feel like they had horrific mode, because originally Infiltrators were only in one of the bigger boxes, right? You couldn't buy them on their own. I think it was Shadow Spear. I think in Shadow Spear you got 2 squads of Infiltrators, and then they got their own box that had the Incursors in it as well, I feel like. The Captain has horrific mode lines too, so it seems like I've apparently just bought all the ones with the bad mode lines. Ugh, it's fine. I'm not too worried about it. Usually when I just sit and make models, I used to just sit and listen to like Warhammer audiobooks. I guess since I started streaming, you guys come and hang out and we just chat, so it's fine. Gives me an excuse to chat to you guys, talk about things. Make sure that I'm not the only one that's insane complaining about things. I try not to complain too much, I guess. Where the hell did I put the box? Oh, it's here. You see how I always have like loads of sprues kicking around, like loads and loads? I have 3 giant storage units in this room. Just tons and tons and tons of old sprues. I just keep everything. I mean, I've kept everything for like 20 years at this point, maybe even longer. So I always have something that I can ruffle up to do some, to do some kitbashes or something, right? Caps boy, good evening. Well, good evening, good afternoon. I'm so used to streaming in the evening. I guess it's getting to evening. It's like 5 o'clock here. So I've got like 10-15 more minutes because I'm going to go watch the Arsenal-Chelsea game. I actually don't know all the scores from earlier today, so all I know is that if Arsenal win, they're probably going to still be top of the league, which will be nice. So yeah, so I'm just going to probably get like a tiny bit done on this next guy and just make a start. But yeah, I was very annoyed to notice that the GW app now requires the code out of your codex to work. So I was like, when you go to a tournament and you come up against an army you haven't played against, you're not even going to be able to look up their rules anymore on the GW app because you won't have the code for their codex. Which I think is very, very annoying. I mean, it just means that everyone will continue to use Wapedia, right? And I've used Wapedia on a bunch of my streams, and I'd rather not have to use it. But if I need the rules of an enemy that I'm playing the night before, and the only way I can get those rules is Wapedia, I guess I'm going to use Wapedia. Morning, Kevin. 9 in the morning. I'm trying to think what time zone you must be in. You must be, if it's 9 AM, you must be in West Coast America. Because that's like 8 hours behind us here, and it's 5 PM here, so... I was in the West Coast of America just before COVID. I like the West Coast. I've been there 3 times. I think all 3 times I've been to the West Coast has been for work, actually. I might be going back to the West Coast next year for... next year, 2025 for work. Because there's always conferences on the West Coast. Hammer of Wrath stratagem is still relevant. Jump pack intercessors can only use Death Company Marines can also use it. Hammer of Wrath is not... Hammer of Wrath was a 9th edition stratagem. Like, it doesn't even exist anymore, Hammer of Wrath. As in the incarnation of a stratagem, it doesn't exist. Death Company can't use Hammer of Wrath. Death Company have their own baked-in rerolls and their own reroll charge mechanic, I guess. But the reroll charge mechanic for the Death Company kind of... I was going to say, I feel like it kind of sucks, because when you bring them in from a deep strike and you still have to make a 9-inch charge, it doesn't really help all that much. Is Wapedia even updated? Yeah, they updated it the other day, dude. I don't know if they've got the 10th edition Space Marine rules in there yet, but they do have all the like core rules for 10th edition in there now, because I was looking at it the other day. Because the tournament I'm going to is apparently going to allow legends, and I was like, oh god, I need to see if there's anything like. Normally I don't really look at legends, because the event that I'm going to is allowing legends. I was like, is there anything that I've got that's legends that's interesting and is well costed and stuff? I don't think there's all that much, but Andonius had his girls' soccer game earlier in the day. Yeah, are you in the UK, Andonius? Because it's freezing in the UK today. It's so wet here in Scotland. It's been raining almost since we got up. Like, well, I think it has actually been raining since we got up. I went outside for like 1 minute to go to the bins, and it was the weather was horrific. It's 12 degrees in southeast England, but it's raining most of the day. Yeah, I think it's probably like 8 or 10 in Scotland. So let me tell you. Weather. Oh, it's 11 in Scotland. You know what? It felt colder, but maybe it's 98% participation, 95% humidity. Yeah, it felt very cold. You just need the Dark Angel stuff. Well, I mean, I think Codex Space Marine will probably be on Wapedia within the month, I imagine. It seems like they're updating it again. Seems like it's all back. That's the weird thing, though. Games Workshop could literally kill it. All they do is just let people look at the rules for the other armies in the app, and no one would use Wapedia, but... But hey... I actually, like, was thinking the other day that I want to get rid of some of my old Warhammer books. Like, you know, maybe not like my Blood Angels codexes, but like the 8th edition rulebook. I'm like, I'm never playing 8th edition again, right? I'm probably never playing 9th edition again, so it's like, these are big giant books that are taking up a lot of space in my house. You probably won't get more than like a couple of dollars on them for eBay, right? So it's just like, I think I want to just start getting rid of them. I mean, maybe you could hold on to them for 20 years and someone somewhere would want them, but even if you held on to them for 20 years, I feel like there's enough supply of the 8th edition rulebook that it's never going to be valuable. It's not like when Warhammer was much more niche, right? And there was like only so many, like, let's say 2nd edition rulebooks out there in the wild or something like that, right? Valderon just bins old books. Yeah, I want to... I mean, I'm going to probably bin them, but I bin them at a recycling place, I think. It's my plan, anyway. Yeah, and all the old rules, you're right. They're all available in PDF as well, so why would you even need the books? Yeah, I need to just get rid of them. Yeah, Scotland is a beautiful country. There's a lot to see here, and there's a lot of like nature walks and stuff like that. I feel sometimes very blessed to live in Scotland. It's also very quiet. There's also very low crime. So like Scotland does have like some really good points to it, but it does feel like sometimes it's very isolated. Alright, what have we got next? Chainswords? Is it, or is it another jump pack I need? Well, I mean, I'm gonna need another jump pack. Yeah. We need another jump pack. I'm gonna need pistol holders 17 and 11. Then another jump pack. Okay. What do you think? Do you think Games Workshop will sell the Primaris jump packs by themselves, or you don't think it will happen? Thing is, again, like if they don't sell them, someone's going to be 3D printing them before too long. It's not the end of the world, right? How far is it building these guys? They literally built one. Last week, you probably noticed I didn't stream at the weekend. My daughter had to go to the emergency room, and we ended up getting like 2 misdiagnoses. So we got the wrong medicine for her twice. Last weekend was just an absolute nightmare. Because obviously we were trying to, my daughter's only 3, so we're trying to give her the right medicine, or we're trying to give her the medicine that the emergency room gave us, and it was the wrong medicine, and it wasn't working. And yeah, I didn't stream on Saturday or Sunday last weekend. I didn't do anything Warhammer last weekend, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I did anything. So yeah, last weekend was a disaster for me. But saying that, last Wednesday night I did do a little bit of painting, I think. So my army, the army that I'm playing with on stream right now, is technically battle ready. Everything has been based with like texture paint. Everything has 3 colors. So like technically I can rock up to the tournament I've got. It's 4 weekends from now. I can rock up tomorrow and you know, everything. I won't lose my painted points. I'm good to go. So things can obviously be better, but it's good enough. Number 17 is a mystery to me. She had scarlet fever apparently, and I guess scarlet fever can be difficult. It's basically a bacterial infection. Sometimes it's called strep A, I guess. And like adults can get it, but it's more common in kids. And the reason that we kind of thought that the diagnosis was wrong was like she hadn't opened her eyes in like 3 days. So I was like kicking up a fuss with the hospital saying like, hey, are you sure you're giving us the right medicine? Because like she just will not open her eyes. Like there's something wrong. Her eyes were like all rolled back up in her head. But yeah, so she's got like 5 days of penicillin now. And penicillin's amazing, man. Like, the power of modern medicine. Honestly, like 1 dose of penicillin, and she was like, I would say she was instantly on the mend. We're very lucky to live in a time and age where modern medicine is just this good or this advanced or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so I got nothing done last week, so... I can't find number 17. I've literally looked at the sprue 3 times. How is it number 17 does not exist on this sprue? Unless I already cut it off by accident and put it in the wrong place. I'm going to look for 17 now in the ones that I've cut off. 14. No. I was going to say, if there is a 17 here... You know, sometimes these instructions are wrong. Like, there is times where these instructions will tell you a number that doesn't exist or something. But yeah, it was crazy. So it was like 1 dose of penicillin, and she woke up in the morning like 10 times better than she was when she went to bed. And I guess the first couple, because we did see 3 different doctors, the first 2 doctors, neither of them realised it was scarlet fever, so it wasn't good. Down in the Central Belt, the storm has been not too bad up here where I am in the very, very northeast of the country, Mercenary Q, but thanks. It's been wetter than all hell. But I live on a hill, so I guess I don't have to worry too much about that. But it has been super wet, so I imagine some people... There's definitely going to be some flooding going on in town, maybe. We haven't really been out today, though. But yeah, there was a big storm going on in the UK at the moment, that's for sure. Finding what's wrong is part of the process, yeah. So, I mean, fortunately we got lucky again. It feels like we've been lucky with the kids a few times with serious illnesses, but... yeah, so I got nothing done last week. I got my... Did the pre-orders come last weekend? Yeah, I feel like they came last Friday and I just ended up doing nothing with them. So I've built one guy. I'm like a bit into building the second guy. I still haven't built half the stuff from Strike Force Augustus. I still haven't built half the stuff from, maybe more than half the stuff from Leviathan. But hey, my army is battle ready for my tournament. So, I mean, you take the wins where you can take them, I guess. Dwayne says he agrees about modern medicine with 2 new valves and a pacemaker. Wow, yeah, exactly. We're very lucky to live in this day and age, aren't we? Ed got a pond in his garden yesterday. Nice. I guess most of the time you've got to pay for a pond, Ed. Pretty cool to get it for free, right? I'm pretty sure my Mephiston didn't even fit together. The instructions seemed about right, says the boy next door. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I'm convinced the instructions have been... If you've ever made a Forge World model, which their instructions are, step 1, they show you the model unassembled, step 2, they show you the model assembled. The Forge World instructions are... I was going to say, they're kind of... I was going to say a joke, kind of funny. A joke. This guy is leaning way too hell. What the hell? He's leaning this far forward? Okay. Weird. Mercenary, his daughter got scarlet fever as well. Well, yeah, we're like... I think we started the penicillin on... Oh, what night would it have been? It was a while ago now. Maybe... Sunday? Because we originally took her to A&E on the Saturday. No, we took her to A&E last Friday night. A&E is what we call the emergency room here in Scotland. Mercenary, thank you so much for becoming a member. I do really appreciate it. We took her to the emergency room on Friday night, and then it was like Saturday we saw another doctor, and then I think Sunday we got the penicillin. So yeah, I think obviously you got to take penicillin for like 10 days, but yeah, no, she seems right as rain. But she hates the taste of the penicillin. It tastes like lemon, apparently. I don't think she's ever eaten lemon in her life before she did the penicillin. But no, thanks so much for becoming a member, dude. I appreciate it. I think I'm going to do the Armulus show tomorrow night. Because obviously... Oh, this guy just fell off his base. We missed the Armulus show last Sunday night because of this. Yeah. So it should be good to do the Armulus show tomorrow night. And then I'll probably be doing like some sort of stream on like Wednesday night. I'll probably build more of these guys on Wednesday night next week. And I was going to say, I need to figure out what the tactics video is for next week. Maybe it'll be something to do with the new Space Marine Codex. It was Warhammer Day last weekend, so they had plenty of Warhammer on YouTube. Yeah, they had the live stream, didn't they? With the new scouts in the kill team box. And was it some new Necron or AdMech models? I actually didn't pay too much attention to it. Yeah, I mean, I guess Saturday was a disaster for us. Last weekend was a disaster. When your kids are ill, man, like, it's the worst, because you don't worry about yourself as an adult. Like, you never really worry about yourself, but when your kids are ill, you're worried about the kids all the time. It's hard to concentrate, it's hard to know what you're doing. Yeah. So, fortunately, we're all good now, though. So yeah, I think my plan is to make the jump intercessors first. I don't know if I need to rush out and make the new jump captain. I know I've got him, but I don't know if I need to rush out and make him. I was thinking, obviously I've got Andante here. I was wondering if I could do some sort of conversion on this jump captain with the Dante model. But I don't know. Haven't really decided. I mean, Dante does have like a proprietary jetpack, which might give a bit more flavour. The nice part now is you're actively seeing people craft for Gladius, Firestorm, and the Vanguard. Yeah, so people are actually actively crafting for the new army list, for the new detachments. I think that's a good thing, right? Because I guess the question though is, how long were we gonna have to wait for the Blood Angels detachment? Hopefully, you know, like, I was gonna say hopefully not too long. We might be waiting a while for it, I guess. I need arm number 13 and arm number 12. Alright, I'm gonna clean up these two arms, probably stick them on, and then I need to end the stream because I'm gonna go watch Arsenal Chelsea. Mercenaries going to England for a 120-man tournament with Firestorm detachment, hoping not to go 0-6. My mate is going Blood Angels, Iron Spears, so you can see what's better. Interesting. Have you made your Firestorm Blood Angels list? Like, is that something you've actually done? Or you're still to do it, Mercenary? Because I like the look of Firestorm, but I haven't actually tried to build any Firestorm lists yet. So it would be quite cool. Yeah, it will be quite... It would be cool, it will be cool to, like, dive into some of those lists and see what people are doing and see... I mean, I think someone will win a tournament probably using one of those other detachments. Like, running Blood Angels with one of those other detachments. I think if you're gonna run Blood Angels with one of the other detachments, include the Librarian Dreadnought. He is by far the best character that we have. Or the best... I think he just gives the most utility. Just such a good unit to have around on the battlefield. I did, and you just submitted it. Cool. Can you send it to me on Discord as well? I'd love to see what you came up with. I feel like I use Red Rampage for almost every charge, but my melee still feels kind of weak. Do you think our charge roll should be returned to +1 to wound, and would it be balanced? I mean, +1 wound would help us a lot. I agree, even with +1 to wound, our melee feels kind of weak. The reason being, in the old edition, even like crappy power swords pretty much wounded everything on 4s, and like power fists and thunderhammers would wound on 2s or 3s, and now the power fists maybe wound on 5s or 6s, and, you know, the power fists and thunderhammers wound on 4s, right? We probably lost 30 or 40% of our damage output with the changes to the new detachment and the changes to the +1 to wound, and the fact it's much harder to get into the chart, like to get into charge range, I guess, because you don't have +1. So yeah, Sons of Sanguinius is super difficult to do, Boy Next Door. I made a video yesterday actually on the Sons of Sanguinius detachment. If you've not seen it, you should watch it. It's right on the channel. I I think the debate for Firestorm is to go Redeemer or double Repulsor. I think Redeemer sounds good in Firestorm for sure. There was something else that I was thinking sounded pretty good in Firestorm. Eradicators could be pretty good, especially if you're going to teleport them around with the Librarian Dreadnought, right? Like, that could be pretty strong. Anything that you can get that's like, well, making those Eradicators strength 10, I think, is pretty crazy. And I think that's kind of... If Thunderhammers and Power Fists were strength 9, and so +1 to... excuse me, +1 made them strength 10, then I think they would be probably pretty good for that, the Sons of Sanguinius detachment, but the problem is a lot of stuff is toughness 10. So when you're only strength 9, it makes no difference from being strength 8. I guess +1 to wound, like I said, would help, but I don't know if it fixes the inherent problems with Blood Angels. I mean, the Blood Angels melee isn't that survivable. It's never been that survivable. So you've got melee that isn't very survivable and also doesn't do enough damage. So you end up not doing enough damage, so a lot of your melee dies. It's just... It's in a real awkward position, I think. There's nothing much I can say. There's not too much I can say about that. It just feels like Blood Angels melee is in a real awkward position. In 10th edition, I guess. What's your tag? I mean, in the Blood Angel, like if you join the Blood Angels Discord, I should just be there as the Discord admin. You're gonna ask me technical stuff, and I don't really do technical stuff. Alright. I'm gonna stick this jump pack on, and then I'm out of here. I know it's a short stream, but hey, I'll be back. Maybe not today, but another day for sure, you know. Apparently I'm going to drop everything on the floor, so before I leave the room. I'll say something in Discord once I'll wave to you or something, because it'll be like Mercenary has joined the room, right? But yeah, I'm interested to see like the Firestorm. I'm actually kind of interested to see, what did you say, the Iron Hands type detachment as well, or the Iron Hands type Blood Angels list. Redeemers maybe, Redemptor Dreadnoughts. That'll be interesting to see too. I'm not sure I'm in a huge rush to play any of those detachments, but hey, we might have to. If we want to be competitive, we might have to adapt for a little while. I think they made the contact point on these jump packs a lot bigger though. Like, it's super easy to stick the jump packs onto the guys now. Not that it was that difficult before, but it's definitely the degree of much easierness than it was. Alright, I got 1.5 guys done in like an hour and a half. I'm slow at modelling, I'm slow at painting. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Leave a like on the stream if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, you can leave a dislike. If you do leave a dislike, I'll come to your house and I'll hunt you down. And of course, have a great afternoon. If you want to, I was going to say, I guess I'll see some of you in Discord later, hopefully. And thanks for sending over that list, much appreciated. Much appreciated. Alright, have a good day. Hopefully Arsenal can win. That's the most important thing for the rest of this afternoon. I'll catch you guys later. Have a nice evening. Peace. It is the 41st millennium. Mankind battles for survival across the universe, besieged on all fronts by the heretic, the mutant, and the alien. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. One faction of Space Marines stands amidst the chaos, the mightiest of the Emperor's warriors, and a beacon of light in the darkness. This legion, the 9th Legion of Adeptus Astartes, the Blood Angels,